For centuries beyond counting, northeastern North America has been the Dawn Lands. Its people, the Wabanaki, are the people of the dawn. The Wabanaki now share their homeland with others who are also defenders of the dawn. Inverness County, Nova Scotia, population 19,000, has boldly embedded environmental rights in its laws already. The process started in 2010.
This is Lake Ainslie is behind me. It is Nova Scotia's largest natural freshwater lake. And in this field here is where Petroworth Resources planned on drilling for oil. When I first heard about it, to tell you the truth, I thought, great, there's going to be jobs in the area. And then it was actually my husband started looking into exactly what was involved, and that's when we found out about fracking.
It turns out that whatever oil and gas lies beneath Lake Ainslie can only be recovered by hydraulic fracturing, or fracking. We're going to be talking a lot about fracking, but briefly it involves drilling a well into shale far below the surface, and then injecting a high-pressure cocktail of water, sand, diesel oil, and various unspecified chemicals. The exact mix is considered confidential proprietary information. The fluid shatters the shale and releases little pockets of gas and oil encapsulated in the rock. Will methane escape? Will the fluid pollute the groundwater? Does fracking cause earthquakes? The debate is fierce.
We contacted the First Nations in Waikoma, and we got a lot of support.
She met Seven Bernard and his niece Madonna.
Rebecca's like my sister now, we're like best friends.
It actually brings tears to my eyes when I think of the support that we got from our First Nations. We really are missing out on one of the best resources we have in this country, and that is the Indigenous people and their connection to this land.
It's not just our land, it's not just our water. It's sacred to everybody, and if we lose our water, there's no turning back. There's no way in getting it back, you know what I mean? Same with the animals. If we lose the animals, there's no way getting them back. The land, the environment, everything is connected.
The Anti-fracking Alliance held demonstrations and information sessions at the Canso Causeway and the provincial legislature. By February 2011, the opposition was strong enough for Coralie Cameron of the local Council of Canadians to ask the Inverness County Council to pass a resolution calling for a ban on fracking in Nova Scotia.
We presented our concerns about it and what we really wanted for the county, which was more sustainable industries and things that were already happening to be supported. And it was interesting at council that day to see how full the chamber was and to see the mix of neighbors and residents who were there to support the presentation. It surprisingly went well because they voted in favor of the resolution.
Petroworth's proposed partners withdrew, discouraged particularly by the vigorous opposition from the First Nations. Meanwhile, the Anti-fracking Alliance was proposing an actual bylaw banning fracking in the county. Johanna Pedelt of the Council of Canadians remembers a down-home policy development meeting with County Warden Duart McCauley and others.
We just had a conversation, all of us together. And at the end of that conversation, Duart said, well, we'd like to have investigate the possibility of a bylaw. Council, we don't have the resources, the knowledge to do this. Do it and come back and give it to us and present it to us, and we'll take a look at it.
So the citizens probed and researched and eventually drafted a unique bylaw carefully rooted in the Supreme Court's rulings on the Charter of Rights and the precautionary principle.
Land use is the province has jurisdiction over land use. they don't have, jurisdiction over human rights issues. And as well, the idea of the precautionary principle, that if something can be foreseen to do harm, then one has a right to be protected from that. And so that put the whole bylaw on a different kind of legal ground.
In May 2013, the County Council passed Bylaw 45, forbidding fracking within its jurisdiction as a matter of human rights, particularly a fundamental right to pure water. 2 months later, Petroworth's drilling lease expired, and Petroworth was essentially bankrupt. Municipal Councillor Jim Mustard points out that even a small municipality has one huge resource: the skills, energy, and dedication of its own citizens.
I think municipalities have to be taken on as a better organizing body. We don't have the expertise with our 6 municipal staff, elected officials and small staff, but we can convene the expertise, and in bringing that together, you don't think we could have better conversations? I do think.
A great community achievement. It's a treat to see the democratic process alive and well and living in Cape Breton Island. And that summer, having drubbed fracking at home, Seven Bernard, Madonna Bernard, and Rebecca Parkins, and many others, traveled to Elsipogtog, New Brunswick, to participate in the still larger anti-fracking protests there.
If you would have told me 7 years ago when I moved to this province that I would have been in New Brunswick, standing side by side with our First Nations, protesting, I would have said you're crazy. But I have completely changed the way I look at things, and that is through the education that I got through the First Nations.
I'm Silver Donald Cameron. Thanks for watching.